Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. Just organizing my shelf because we're starting to pile up here. And, you know, all these unboxings that I've been doing, I don't think a lot of people take the time to appreciate figures that may have not been in the box when you actually got them into your collection. Loose figures, as we have to say. A lot of times you go to toy stores and they're not in the box, and you actually have those little cellophane plastic bags that they actually sell. Or they might be handed down to you, like, some vehicles that maybe people don't want anymore. Or this guy over here. Got this from Jaden. He has this in his collection, and he had so many different Woodies, so he actually thought that maybe I should start my collection. But as I said, there's really not a lot of times that you get to appreciate a lot of toys that have already been pre-owned, because, we got so many different boxes that we buy, when we add them on Amazon and everything like that. But today, I think we should take some time to appreciate loose figures in all of their glory and give them a little TLC. So let's call it Who's Lucy? So the very first figure we're going to go over today is the Rocketeer, brought to you by Diamond Select. I actually came into knowledge of Diamond Select by accident. When I started collecting, I saw this particular figure that you're looking at right now at a Walgreens, and I thought it was like a knockoff, because I was like, wait a minute, the Rocketeer is like more than 30 years old. It came out in the 90s, and when comic book heroes, or comic book movies rather, was kind of like not as we know them today. They were kind of like low budget projects, and not a lot of studios were behind it. Comic book movies, and this was actually made by Disney, for, if you can believe it or not. Not knowing what they knew then, now they know now, because essentially, obviously, Disney has one of the biggest Marvel, or basically superhero franchises ever, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But back then, they were just kind of like, if they thought it could sell, they would make the movie. But I digress. So, I heard of Diamond Select back in the day, or, well, not back in the day, rather than when I first started collecting. I heard of Diamond Select, but I didn't know exactly if they were like a reputable company, because I didn't know of what type of properties they had until I actually ran into this particular figure at Walgreens, and I'm like, get out of here. That's like a Rocketeer, and I looked at it, and I looked at the box, and I'm like, this is so legit.
Of course!
And I thought it was like something that somebody was punking me, like they would never make a figure like this. How could I have not known? Like, I know that I'm dating myself, because I grew up in the 80s, but I was, adolescent in the 90s, and so I knew about this movie. I saw this movie in the theaters, so not a lot of people remember the Rocketeer, but I was like, dude. So I picked it up, and actually let me go back for a second. I would have picked it up, but then I was like, I passed on it for so many times, and then finally for my birthday of last year, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna finally pick this up. So finally for my birthday, I picked it up. And the reason why I didn't do an unboxing was I was actually doing other things, and this kind of like I put to the back end, or to the wayside. And then finally, when I started to unbox a lot of my stuff, I actually did a live unboxing, and this was one of the ones that I did. And so, I just wanted to basically give it an actual unboxing, so to speak, or toy review. And my estimation that this is a really, really underrated figure. Obviously, you can see the rocket in the back when it comes actually with the fire, the little jet propulsion on the bottom, and of course, you can put his head on with his helmet, or you can actually have the actual head of the actual actor that played by Billy Campbell. He is a well-known actor. I remember him from, obviously, The Rocketeer, and he was also like the villain in Enough with Jennifer Lopez. So I'm a pretty big movie buff, so those are the only ones that I remember specifically with Bruce Campbell and those two movies. And so I really like this. I kind of popped really hard for this figure because of the nostalgia, and I'm an addict when it comes to, you know, nostalgia. Anything that's kind of like from the, you know, one of my childhood, I kind of like go nuts for. If you've seen a lot of my videos, you can tell that I like a lot of different things as far as like old school stuff, figures, characters, and franchises. So I like the Rocketeer. So I got these stands from eBay, and I'm glad that I do, because now every once in a while when I would like slam my door a little bit in my room and the figure would fall down, because these figures need to have stands on them. I mean, he can stand pretty good by himself, but it's just nice to have it so that these don't fall. So I was actually very, very happy to have it. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt why I passed on it so many times. There were like months that went by that I didn't pick it up. So it's a really great figure. I definitely suggest, you know, look it up on Amazon or check your Walgreens. I'm sure that he's there. So Diamond Select, which also after I got this figure, I kind of went crazy on my Amazon account, because I started looking at all Diamond Select stuff, and then I noticed that they actually have Ghostbusters 2. What else? The Crow, which I also have on my wish list. They had what else? They had Pirates of the Caribbean, Bruce Lee, which I also have on my wish list. So definitely those are the ones I'm going to be getting soon. So stay tuned. And all right, let's go to the next figure.
Zeo Ranger 5, red.
Got it. All right, so the next one I'm going to be going over with you is Zeo Ranger 5, red. Tommy, the Red Zeo Rangers, brought to you by the Lightning Collection. Power Rangers, also made by Hasbro. So I feel really, really embarrassed to say this. So I actually did an unboxing on this. I did all the camera work. I recorded myself doing it. I got everything ready to go, and I didn't upload it because I got all the videos and I did the editing and everything, and I didn't upload it because I accidentally deleted the video. I don't know what happened as I was looking at some stuff, and I was like, where are all these videos? I had thought I already uploaded it for whatever reason, and I deleted it by accident. And so I was like, I went to go do like some video unboxings, or, you know, to actually record to do some unboxing. I was like, wait a minute, didn't I already do this? Like, because I was looking at it like, where are the box? I could have sworn that's what I wanted to do, and I'm like, oh, I deleted it by accident. So I want to get into, now a lot of people who know me know that Power Rangers was one of my thing back in the day. It still is. I'm not really a big proponent or fan, rather, of the newer stuff. You know, like anything, I would say anything from Ninja Steel. No, let's go back a little bit. I would say anything from Samurai till now, which was Dino Fury. I wasn't a real big fan. You know, I guess I'm dating myself again. It's like I'm a pretty old school. Definitely was a fan of Mighty Morphin, Zeo, and then Turbo, and then Power Rangers in Space. And then when it got to Lost Galaxy, I kind of stopped a little bit, and because I wasn't watching a lot of TV around that time. I believe it was like in 98 or something like that, 98, 99. And then I kind of picked it up again. So I didn't watch Lost Galaxy. I didn't watch Time Force. I watched Lightspeed Rescue. I didn't watch Wild Force. I didn't start watching it again until Ninja Storm. I started watching it again in like 2004. So then that's when I started watching it again, like Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force. You know, but then I stopped again when it got to like Overdrive. But this figure is an awesome figure. I have been trying to finish my Tommy collection, my Tommy and Jason collection. I'm going to start collecting the actual Mighty Morphin Rangers, but I wanted to start off with my Tommy collection. So I have this, I have the Lord Draken, I have the White Ranger, I have the Green Ranger. All I need is the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, which I believe they do have it. So this particular figure is pretty cool, very detailed. You can see on his helmet, the deco on his uniform here. Now he comes with two swords. So these are the regular swords that they normally use when they're not using their special weapons. But this is his special weapon, the little Star Saber. So, and of course he has his little blaster that I have here. Again, he is under on a stand, so I can stand him up a little bit. As I talked about with the Rocketeer figure, every time that would come in my room and I'm like, if I slam the door or something, or Jaden would be roughing around and he would knock over some of my figures. So definitely want to get some of these stands. And I'm not advocating using these stands. I'm just saying a stand. I bought these off of eBay, so I'm pretty good with these. I haven't had any problems with them with a lot of my figures, and I like it a lot. I was so embarrassed that I forgot to actually upload this, because I could have had a couple more videos in there, but that's what we're doing today. All right, so let's go to the next figure. All right, so the last ones we're going to cover today is the UFC action figures made by Jazzwares. I also do the AEW figures as well. I'm a big UFC fan. I haven't been watching lately, but I always follow up on like the highlights and keep on who's fighting who. And these are two of my favorite not wrestlers, but fighters that I love to watch. Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and former champ Daniel Cormier, DC, former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion. These came out within the last year or so, and I'm kind of like disappointed that they're not scale with the Jakks Pacific action figures that came out like a long time ago, because obviously I was watching then, and had I known that I was going to be collecting in the now, I would have definitely picked these up. Those old Jakks Pacific UFC figures are so expensive. Like, I'm not joking. Like, literally, like, you can't find. I mean, you can find them loose, but I wanna get them in on card so I can let them breathe. And so I decided to start with these. So at least I have some. I kind of stopped for whatever reason. Either I couldn't find the ones that I wanted, or they had these, so I already have them. But it was more so that I just couldn't find them in the stores anymore. And I don't even see them being restocked at all. And I know that they have other figures. So this is Daniel Cormier. Again, this is Donald Cerrone. I have him on my stand. Now, if you are a UFC fan, you're probably wondering why Daniel Cormier has this old belt. Is because when he was champion, he didn't beat Stipe Miocic to be able to get the newer belt. And so Stipe Miocic has the new belt, but I don't think they came out with him yet. I believe they did. I got to double check that. I know I want to get Amanda Nunes. I want to get Connor. I want to get Max Holloway, and I wish they would have came out with a Nate Diaz. Man, that would have been awesome. But I also want to get Israel Adesanya, and so there are some other ones, just to name a few, that I want to get as well. These figures have a lot more articulation than the Jakks Pacific did, so that's one thing that I like. Now, Jeremy Padawer, I believe he was working with Jakks during the time that those figures came out, so now he is overseeing these figures as well. Now, Donald Cerrone, I believe, comes with a variant, a tire variant. I haven't seen those out there yet, but definitely want to be able to get these. I actually opened these up in a live unboxing as well, which is why I'm showing you a proper toy review in this episode. So definitely suggest getting these. These are pretty good. If you're a big UFC fan, definitely want to get these. They're just nice to have. Just, you know, if you want to have your own UFC type shelf and stuff like that. I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to collecting. I think everybody knows that. I think as time will go by, and it's starting to happen a little bit, I'll just collect what I want to collect, or just stick to certain franchises that I want. I think I stopped. I'm only doing Marvel, Masters of the Universe, Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, Transformers, and that's pretty much, of course, my Pops. But those are the only things that I'm collecting. I'm not gonna get everything. Obviously, you know, with this Diamond Select, you know, Rocketeer that I just went over. Obviously, I will make an exception for stuff that's like really, really like nostalgic or rare. I guess you should say. So, I definitely suggest, if you're a big, you know, mixed martial arts fan. Obviously, if you watch the UFC, definitely need to get these if you're into collecting. You won't be dissatisfied. I mean, the head sculpt on these are spot on. You know, their attires, because they are actually through Reebok. So Reebok designs a lot of their attires. Before, they used to use whatever they want. Like if they were sponsored by a specific company, they would wear that on their tights or their like, you know, trunks and stuff like that, shorts. But now, because of the deal with Reebok that they had a few years back, they can't wear anything else or any sponsorships or anything like that. It's all going to be Reebok. But it's pretty cool. So that does it for this episode, coming at you. So we'll be with you in a second. All right, well, that does it for this edition of Who's Lucy, a brand new segment of the J&J Toy Giants. And, of course, if you like any of our other content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also comment on any of our video submissions on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and also follow us on TikTok. So thank you so very much. Keep on cruising. Stay safe.